Tonight we're going to take you on an adventure to a place we're not allowed to visit.
It's right in the middle of some of the world's greatest scenic splendor in Canyonlands National Park, and yet it's illegal to go there.
KSL did get special permission though, Mike.
Yes, they did. John HOLLENHORST, Ken Fall, and Scott Jones are the first TV crew ever to take the trek on a trail that is itself a government secret. Here's a hint. It's all about science and cows.
This is a region that can punish you on a road that barely qualifies as a road. But it rewards you with stunning scenery.
The different colors in the rock are pretty amazing.
All we can say is that we are somewhere in Canyonlands National Park. If you go where we're headed, the Park Service will bust you.
Without a permit and without access with the ranger, then it's a finable offense.
We hiked with scientists and park officials after promising not to give away the secrets of the trail. They asked us not to show a crucial turnoff into a dry wash.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk past the wash.
They deliberately walked past the turnoff to fake out anyone who might try to follow our tracks. Then they doubled back, walking on dead vegetation and rocks to avoid footprints. At another trail junction, they showed us how they literally cover their tracks.
We don't want to advertise it as a route that the general public would see footsteps and say, well, we should maybe go see what's up there.
We scrambled over ledges no cow would ever climb, and then as we got closer to the inner sanctum, we reached an amazing, unworldly final passage, a natural tunnel that climbs through a massive cliff.
And this is really why there's no cows in here.
It's nicknamed the wormhole, in science fiction at least, a portal to another part of the universe. All the secrecy and cloak and dagger stuff has a real purpose. It's to protect the integrity of scientific research that's been going on for a half-century. At the top of the wormhole, there's a final scramble over a rock barrier, and then we're there in a stiff wind.
Oh, it's just magical in here.
It's like a huge arena, 200 acres, guarded all around by an almost perfect circle of cliffs.
I mean, it's gorgeous here.
To an untrained eye, it doesn't look much different than the surrounding scenery, which is all spectacular. But it's a scientific sanctuary, one of the largest grasslands in the region that has never seen a cow.
It's never been grazed, never been prospected.
Unaffected by the cattle boom that brought cows west in the 1800s.
There was really almost nowhere they didn't go. And so this place was ungrazed because it's so hard to get in here.
The podium. 1-1.
Twice a year, scientists study it. The soil is unbroken by hoofs, encrusted with cryptobiotic organisms, thriving with native plants.
It's kind of a sense of awe because you get to see the landscape as perhaps it was before Europeans arrived here.
It's now a living laboratory to measure environmental change as the world warms up. Traps filled with marbles capture dust particles, a growing worldwide problem coming from as far away as China.
And that's the really remarkable thing, is how far this dust can travel and then settle down into these traps.
Another kind of trap catches dust generated within the secret circle.
So that's about 5 months worth of dust that we sampled there.
Even on windy days, the crunchy soil here gives up almost no dust at all.
Some of the crust with the cyanobacteria on top, it sort of produces this solid layer that prevents dust from getting airborne.
Numerous scientific papers have been published about the secret grassland, comparing it with other areas that have been grazed.
The landscapes are fragile, and once they are disturbed beyond a certain point, it's very difficult for them to recover.
But this undisturbed place seems to adapt better as the climate warms and precipitation becomes more variable. It even does a better job of keeping invasive species like cheatgrass from getting out of hand.
We want those new insights to help us better inform how to manage these landscapes in a changing world.
Too many hoof prints or footprints would undermine the scientific research.
The parks are here to serve the public, and so you have to have really good reasons for closing a place. You know, the incredible scientific value of this area is a good enough reason.
A certain splendor protected by secrecy, a small patch in one of nature's vast masterpieces. John Hollenhorst, KSL 5 News, somewhere in Canyonlands National Park.
Somewhere. John, thank you. Of the 200-acre protected area, about 62 acres is grassland, first studied in the 1950s. It has been closed to unescorted hikers since 1993. Our crews are only allowed to walk on very small and limited paths. They could not walk on any of the vegetation.